Muhammad Ali was born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. on a cold January day in 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, a city stitched together by segregation and quiet tension. No one could have known then that this wide-eyed boy, raised in a modest home, would grow into a man who would shake not only the world of sports, but the conscience of nations. His life would be lived loudly, bravely, and unapologetically, like a drumbeat that refused to fade. The story often begins with a stolen bicycle. At 12 years old, young Cassius was furious when his red Schwinn bike was taken from him. He stormed into a local police station, vowing to beat up whoever had done it. A police officer named Joe Martin listened patiently, then told the boy something that would redirect the course of history: "You'd better learn how to fight first." Martin was also a boxing trainer, and he invited Cassius to the gym. That invitation became destiny. From the moment Cassius wrapped his hands and stepped into the ring, something electric emerged. He wasn't just strong, he was fast. He moved like no heavyweight had ever moved, light on his feet, gliding instead of plodding. While other fighters planted themselves like trees, Cassius danced like wind over water. He talked constantly, rhyming predictions, teasing opponents, declaring himself the greatest long before the world agreed. As an amateur, he dominated. At 18, he represented the United States at the 1960 Rome Olympics. There, under the bright European sun, Cassius Clay won gold in the light heavyweight division. He returned home a champion, believing that victory would finally grant him equality. But America reminded him otherwise. According to legend, whether fully true or partly symbolic, Ali, disillusioned by continued racism, threw his Olympic medal into the Ohio River. The message was clear: medals could not erase injustice. Turning professional, Cassius Clay became a spectacle. He defeated seasoned fighters with ease, predicting the round in which he would knock them out. Reporters laughed at his bravado. Opponents dismissed him as a clown. But with every fight, laughter turned into unease, and unease into fear. In 1964, he faced Sonny Liston, a terrifying champion with a criminal past and fists like sledgehammers. Most believed Clay would be destroyed. Instead, Clay danced, jabbed, and taunted. When Liston refused to answer the bell for the 7th round, the world froze. Cassius Clay stood in the ring, shouting, "I shook up the world." He was 22 years old. Shortly after that victory, Cassius Clay made a decision that shocked America even more than his win. He announced that he had joined the Nation of Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. He rejected what he called his slave name and embraced an identity rooted in faith, pride, and resistance. Many fans turned on him. Journalists refused to use his new name. But Ali never wavered. He understood something crucial: greatness without truth was hollow. Ali's boxing style matured into poetry in motion. His famous mantra, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," was not just clever wordplay. It was strategy. He used speed to control distance, intelligence to dismantle opponents, and charisma to dominate minds before fists ever flew. He didn't just beat fighters, he broke their confidence. Then came the Vietnam War. In 1967, at the height of his career, Muhammad Ali was drafted into the US military. He refused to serve. His reason echoed across the world: "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." He cited religious beliefs and moral opposition to the war. The cost was enormous. Ali was stripped of his heavyweight title, banned from boxing, and sentenced to prison, a sentence later overturned. For more than 3 years, his physical prime, he was denied the ring. Many called him a coward. Others called him a traitor. But Ali stood firm. He traveled the country, speaking to students, activists, and communities hungry for courage. Over time, public opinion began to shift. What once seemed defiant began to look prophetic. When Ali returned to boxing in 1970, he was older, slower, and facing a new generation of killers. Yet the fire remained. In 1971, he fought Joe Frazier in what was billed as their fight of the century. Both men were undefeated. Madison Square Garden vibrated with tension. Ali lost by unanimous decision after 15 brutal rounds, his first professional defeat. The loss humbled him, but it did not define him. Ali adapted. As his speed diminished, his intelligence grew sharper. He developed the rope-a-dope strategy, leaning against the ropes, absorbing punches, letting opponents exhaust themselves before striking back with devastating precision. This strategy reached legendary status in 1974 in Zaire, during the Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman, a younger, stronger champion known for crushing opponents quickly. The world expected Ali to be demolished. Instead, Ali leaned on the ropes, whispered taunts into Foreman's ear, and waited. In the 8th round, Ali struck. Foreman fell. The world erupted. Muhammad Ali was heavyweight champion again. 3 years later came their thriller in Manila, a third fight against Joe Frazier, fought in suffocating heat. It was one of the most brutal fights in boxing history. Both men were pushed beyond human limits. After 14 rounds, Frazier's trainer stopped the fight. Ali won, but later said it was the closest thing to death he had ever known. Ali's later years in the ring were marked by courage and decline. He fought too long. His body absorbed too much punishment. In 1981, he retired for good. Soon after, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Their once fast hands trembled. Their voice that had boomed with confidence softened. But Ali's greatness did not fade. In his quiet dignity, in his humanitarian work, in his role as a global ambassador for peace, Ali found a new kind of strength. In 1996, when he lit the Olympic torch in Atlanta, hands shaking but spirit unbroken, the world wept. That moment sealed his legacy beyond sport. Muhammad Ali was not perfect. He was complex, contradictory, sometimes cruel with words, sometimes wrong. But he was always brave enough to be himself. He used his platform not just to win belts, but to challenge power, racism, war, and fear. He once said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." By that measure, Muhammad Ali paid in full. When he passed away in 2016, the world did not just lose a boxer. It lost a voice, a symbol, a force of nature. Ali proved that an athlete could be more than entertainment, that a champion could be conscience, that fists could carry philosophy, and that courage could echo louder than any punch. He was the man who danced with thunder, stared down giants, and taught the world that greatness is not just about winning, but about standing for something, even when it costs everything.